Let's dig into this. We're taking a deep dive into the tech packed into two uh, upcoming electric city cars.
Right, the Hyundai Inster and the Nissan Micra 2025.
And our source material for this is an article that basically puts them head to head, specifically looking at the technology, what they bring to the table for city driving.
Yeah, and our mission really is to pull out the key tech highlights from this source to kind of understand what the article is telling us about their different takes on urban tech.
Exactly. It's sort of a tech showdown. Just based on this one piece, we've got one that's just won an award, and the other is really going deep on integrating a major tech ecosystem. So let's see what this source shows us about their game plans.
In this whole deep dive, it's really designed for you, our listener, just to get the core insights straight from this particular article.
All right, let's kick off with the Hyundai Inster then. The source, it starts by calling it the queen of smart gadgets.
Yeah, and it mentions straight away that it won the World Electric Vehicle 2025 award, so sets a certain expectation.
Queen of smart gadgets. Okay, I'm intrigued. So what specific tech does the article highlight to back that up? I see a mention of a 10.25-inch touchscreen.
Right. The source says it looks like something from a sci-fi movie. And crucially for modern convenience, it mentions wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Ah, wireless, yes.
The article's pretty blunt. It says cables are dinosaur stuff.
Dinosaur stuff. I like that. Okay. And sticking with that modern theme, the source brings up over-the-air updates, OTA.
Exactly, like your smartphone, The
Yeah.
car updates itself. The article implies that's pretty key for keeping things current without needing a trip to the dealer.
Makes sense. The source also talks about Level 2 ADS, describes it as practically a digital co-pilot. Sounds helpful for city chaos.
It does seem significant, yeah. And adding to that whole gadget feel, the source points out the vehicle-to-load capability, V2L.
V2L, right.
The article calls it your power bank on four wheels. Suggests you can, charge your phone, your laptop, even mentions charging a drone.
A drone. Okay, now that leans into the secret agent vibe the article mentions later on. And speaking of which, there's the digital key feature noted here too. Using your phone is the key.
Right, so no need for the physical key fob. Plus, the source mentions an optional tech pack. Heated seats, ambient lighting, adds to that high-tech, maybe slightly, James Bond feel the article hints at.
Okay.
Oh.
So based purely on this source, the Inster sounds like it's focused on integrating these cool, distinct, smart features. Wireless connections, powering external gear with V2L, OTA updates, the phone is key thing. It's very gadget-centric.
That's certainly the impression the article gives with its emphasis. Okay, so let's pivot now. The Nissan Micra 2025. The source gives this one a different tech personality.
Yeah. What's the take here?
It calls it the wizard of connectivity.
Wizard of connectivity.
Oh.
Okay, interesting. Suggests maybe less focus on individual gadgets and more on the network. I see instead of one big screen, the comparison notes a double display.
Yes, twin 10.1-inch displays. The source says it makes you feel like a spaceship pilot. But the really big headline, according to this article, is the integrated Google Automotive Services.
Ah, okay. So that means Google Maps, the Assistant, the Play Store, they're actually built into the car's system, not just, mirrored from your phone via Android Auto.
Precisely. The source calls that built-in suite the perfect trio for navigation and entertainment right there in the dash.
Got it.
Beyond the Google stuff, the article also mentions Nissan Connect, highlights things like remote control, checking the battery, setting the climate, finding the car, all from your phone.
Okay, so some overlap with the Inster's app functions perhaps, but different core infotainment. Interesting. It also has V2L, just like the Inster, according to the source.
It does, yeah. The article notes it for the Micra, too, which suggests maybe that V2L is becoming a kind of expected feature for these new electric city cars, at least in this source's view.
The Micra comparison also seems to put quite a bit of emphasis on the driving experience itself. Mentions 4 customizable driving modes.
Yeah, the source lists Comfort, Sport, Eco, and then playfully adds Lost.
Right, okay.
But the point the article seems to be making is about personalizing the drive feel. It also mentions adjustable regenerative braking and Nissan's e-pedal tech.
Right, that one-pedal driving concept.
Exactly, which the source suggests makes driving easier than that. And on the driver assistance side of things, the article specifically highlights Pro Pilot Assist.
And how does the source describe that? Here. Right. An advanced co-pilot that keeps an eye on you and saves you from trouble. That sounds maybe a bit more active or involved than just a digital co-pilot.
Based on the phrasing in the article, yes, there does seem to be a slightly different nuance in how it presents the ADAS capabilities.
Okay.
So to kind of sum up the article's angle, while the Inster leans into these distinct smart gadgets, the OTA updates, phone as key, the Micra seems to prioritize that deep digital ecosystem integration with Google, more options for customizing the drive, and what the source perhaps implies are more emphasized assistance systems like ProPilot.
The article even lays out a direct comparison chart, basically. For infotainment, Inster gets the big screen and wireless mirroring, Micra gets the dual screens and the integrated Google system.
Right, and for driver assistance, it mentions ADS for both, but specifically calls out ProPilot Assist for the Micra versus a more general Level 2 mention for the Inster.
Then for the smart features category, the source highlights the Inster's digital key and OTA updates.
Uh-huh.
While for the Micra, it focuses on Nissan Connect for remote stuff and those customizable drive modes. And like we said, V2L gets a mention for both.
And it throws in the Inster's recent award as a differentiator while positioning the Micra as, a potential new star based on its feature set.
So the final distinction the source draws really boils it down. Inster gives you that secret agent feel with its cool gadgets and updates,
Yeah.
whereas the Micra is all about the deep Google integration, tweaking the driving feel, and what the source labels its sophisticated driver assistance.
They're definitely presented in the article as two pretty distinct tech approaches for these upcoming city EVs.
So thinking about these two packages, just based on what this one source presents, the Inster with its smart gadgets, digital key, V2L, OTA updates, and the Micra with its deep Google integration, Nissan Connect driving modes, ProPilot Assist. Which approach resonates more with how you might see yourself using a city car down the line? Is it that seamless link to a familiar digital world like Google's?
Or is it more about having those cutting-edge standalone features, like using your phone as a key or having that V2L power for your other
It's
devices?
an interesting contrast.
And the source kind of wraps up saying, look, the future of city car tech is basically here with these models. So considering the specific technologies it chose to spotlight, integrated Google, advanced ADS like ProPilot, V2L appearing in both, OTA updates, digital key, what does this specific mix tell us about what the source thinks is really becoming essential for the electric city car of the near future?
That's a great question to ponder. What
Yeah.
combination signals essential versus nice to have according to this particular take?